Hello, everybody. Jimmy Smith here from the Wine with Jimmy channel. Thank you for clicking by. Delighted to have you on board. Welcome to an in-detail look at Deutschland, at Germany. If you are really interested in this specific topic, you'll enjoy these videos. And of course, if you are studying for your WSET Level 4, that's the Diploma in Wines, this is very close to the syllabus and beyond. Very useful for your studies. So yes, we are looking at the final series in Germany, looking at the wine regions, which is a 10-parter. This is part 2. Parts 1 through to 3 are all available as free content, but anything after that, you'll need to subscribe to my e-learning portal. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of exclusive videos to watch on that channel, plus extra resources for your studies. Okay, if you do have any questions, please do get in touch. Comment on this video. Maybe you have been to Pfalz. Maybe you've been to the Hart Mountains. Maybe you've been to one of the key cities around here, or you've maybe loved the wines. Get in touch about your recommendations. So the German wine regions, of course, there are 13 Anbaugebiete, which means a German wine producing area. And I have put here on the chart the production numbers, because the way that I structure this series is from the largest to the smallest. So the Rheinhessen was the first video, and we're now on to Pfalz, which is the second biggest area. Remembering that Rheinhessen, the Pfalz, Baden, and Württemberg are all together about 80%. Those four regions are about 80% of the total of Germany. Okay, so Pfalz overview then, you can see here. So the Pfalz is a narrow strip of vineyards, which I've identified here in green, as you can see. So this is just to the west of Mannheim, and then to the east of the Hart Mountains. So we basically have the Hart Mountains here, and then Mannheim, we have the Rhine River, so the Rhine Plain. So our vineyards are sandwiched between that Rhine Plain and the foothills of the Hart Mountains. And it's unusual because typically with Germany, the vineyards are on a river, but here it's not. It's in the foothills of the Hart Mountains. It's actually away from the river valley. Now, as in the Rheinhessen, which is above this and a large region, the largest, Pfalz comes in at number 2, and high volume wine production is dominated here by merchant houses, whilst higher quality wines tend to come, of course, from the smaller estates and some more quality focused cooperatives. Significant producers that you may have heard of, there is the Winzerverein Deidesheim and Dr. Birklin Wolf as well in this area. So there I put your numbers up for 2020 figures. Pfalz, about 23,000 hectares, about 2.3 million hectolitres. And in fact, along with Rheinhessen, some of the largest yields, hectolitres per hectare, in the whole of Germany. The average of Germany is about 84. So this is above the average in terms of production. So we talked about this a little bit already. The region runs, in terms of its orientation, from sort of north to south or south to north, depending how you look at it. And it runs from, in the south, Alsace. So the northern tip of Alsace, the gateway of Alsace, is right at the southern part of Pfalz. And the Hart Mountains, Haardt, are a continuation of the Vosges. So the Vosges Mountains, very significant, of course, in terms of creating that rain shadow. For Alsace, there's a little depreciation just to the west of Strasbourg, and then this rises again when it becomes the Hart Mountains in the Pfalz area. So it has a similar rain shadow effect, making Pfalz the driest wine-producing region and the only one where drought can be a concern. So quite significant. our grape varieties. So again, as with the Rheinhessen, white grape varieties dominate with about nearly 66% of plantings. This is the 2019 figures. Riesling accounts for around a quarter of the plantings, as you can see here, very close to it, followed by Müller-Thurgau, Grauburgunder, and Weissburgunder. In fact, Grauburgunder has recently overtaken Müller-Thurgau for the second place as a white grape variety. Now, due to the warmer temperatures, Pfalz wines tend to be slightly fuller bodied with typically sort of stone fruit and lovely sort of sweetness and honey touches to them in comparison to other regions and even the Rheinhessen. I often find them being a little bit more like the Rhine-Terrasse area, but with less distinct minerality. The climate also suggests considerable potential, which is realized for black grape varieties. Currently, the leading variety is Dornfelder, as you'll see there, with 12.1%. And second, you have Spätburgunder, and some really, really good Spätburgunders produced here, which are moreover on the riper style of life. So what key parts are we looking at for the Pfalz? So you may have heard of this before, but the most sort of famous part is the middle part, which they call the middle heart. The middle part is the middle heart. So the middle heart area. So you'll see we are around Bad Dürkheim, Wachenheim, Forst, Deidesheim, and then Ruppertsberg. Okay, so you've got all of those key villages and towns in this northern part of the Pfalz. Now, the south or typically southeast and east-facing steep slopes that are in the foothills of the Hart Mountains gain maximum sunshine, although it's, of course, the morning sunshine we are talking about, which is fantastic for gentle ripening, that slightly cooler sunshine. And also, of course, because it's nestled into the foothills of the Hart Mountains, it is protected against wind and rain. So therefore, you are contributing really to wine styles which are riper, fuller. The Rieslings certainly are much more riper and fuller from this area. Geology, it's very mixed. There is a wide variety of soils, including limestone, sandstone, clay, and basalt, which you'll see here. I love this picture. This is from Weigand Ugelmüller in Forst. And you'll see clearly here that you've got some sandstone. Looks like it's all sandstone. And then you've got clay, which of course is kind of in the background. And then you've got the distinctive black rocks of basalt, the volcanic influence there. So all of these combinations and different types of soil means that producers have a real range of geology to work with, and they are utilizing them here in Pfalz. The basalt that is found in the soils of Forst, like you see in this picture, acts as a thermal reservoir which radiates warmth slowly during the night and therefore reduces the daily variations in temperatures. And in addition, these well-ventilated soils, which warm up quickly, allow the development of nice fruity wines with mineral and extracts. The only basalt occurring in this area is in Forst, and they actually locally call it pitch stone on account of its black colour. And the southern section as well. So this is what we call the Südliche Weinstraße. So we are around Neustadt, Landau and the Pfalz, and then going down towards Wissembourg as well and Rüxheim. So this is the map of the southern section on the left-hand side, and there is a picture of this wonderful landscape. So the Südliche Weinstraße is more fertile. It's on sandstone soils, which was traditionally an area for kind of inexpensive wine production. However, in recent years, a new generation of grape growers and winemakers has led to an increase in quality here, specifically with the likes of the Burgunders, so Spätburgunder, Grauburgunder, and Weissburgunder. Some excellent wines down here. Like Alsace, this part of the Pfalz has experienced periods under French and Germanic rule. And this is one of the reasons, alongside the very suitable climatic factors, that the Pinot grapes are still exceptionally important in this zone. Okay, let's have a look at the Google Earth 3D video for Germany and Pfalz. Let's get all that into perspective. There's Germany, there's the Rhine River, but remembering that the Rhine River isn't necessarily that important for Pfalz as it sits too far towards the east for the vineyards. So it's not the most important where we have it for other regions. We're going to focus in Pfalz now in red. Pfalz is about 23% of Germany's total production, also experiencing high yields like the Rheinhessen, which of course sits just to the north. And it's about 2/3 white production here to about 1/3 red. It is bordered on the west by the Hart Mountains. And we're going to show you Alsace here, which sits to the south in France, just because it gives you an idea that the Hart Mountains then becomes a continuation. And it is the Vosges Mountains in Alsace. Of course, the Hart Mountains produces a rain shadow effect, just like the Vosges in Alsace. And that gives you a dry region. It's the equal driest wine region. We have the Mittelhart here. Now, the Mittelhart is widely reputed as the highest quality area, including, and you'll see all of the areas highlighted soon, Bad Dürkheim, Wackenheim, Forst, Deidesheim, and also Ruppertsburg. All of these are important towns and villages, and the vineyards will sit in the foothills, mostly around these villages and also on its western side. The aspect tends to be south or southeast facing, and because of the Hart Mountains, you are protected from winds and, of course, in the rain shadow effect. They are fuller wines, and certainly the Rieslings are riper and comparable to the Rheinterrasse area of Rheinhessen. Soils here are fun as well. Around Forst, that we just went past, a lot of basalt, including with all the normal soils as well. Then in the southern section, we have the Südliche Weinstraße, which is quite a historical fertile area, traditionally inexpensive wines made down here, but there's a group of higher quality producers making the Burgundian grapes, Pinot Noir, Pinot Blanc, and Pinot Gris. Do look out for those. Okay, that brings me to a conclusion for Pfalz. I hope you've enjoyed that wonderful, wonderful presentation with great maps and Google Earth video. If you do have any comments and questions, maybe you have some recommends from the Pfalz, maybe you've been there, maybe you live there. What wines would you recommend? What kind of food and cuisine would you recommend with it? And what producers, of course. Please do get in touch. Always great to share knowledge across the platform of Wine with Jimmy. And of course, any content questions, please do get in touch as well. Make sure you click like and subscribe. But until next time, I've been Jimmy Smith, and ciao for now. Goodbye.